अस्सलाम वालेकुम 9th क्लास। शुरू करते हैं अल्लाह के नाम से जो बड़ा मेहरबान नहायत रहम करने वाला है। क्लास वी आर डिस्कसिंग चैप्टर नंबर 4 that is about structure of molecules. In our previous lecture we have discussed about the covalent bond and its types. Today in this lecture we will address the topic polar and non-polar covalent bond. Let's revise the covalent bond. Then you have an idea about the polar and non-polar covalent bond. The type of bond which is formed due to mutual sharing of electrons between two atoms is called covalent bond. So, before discussing the polar and non-polar covalent bond, I'll tell you that covalent bond may be formed between two similar atoms that are called homoatoms, or covalent bond may be formed between two different atoms such as between hydrogen and chlorine that are called heteroatoms. Okay, so I have noted down here the definitions of polar and non-polar covalent bond that make you clear about these terms. Non-polar covalent bond: if the shared pair of electrons, that is called bond pair of electrons, is attracted by both atoms equally, obviously वो atoms फिर एक जैसे होंगे, सेम होंगे, 100% शेयरिंग होगी, 100% इक्वली अट्रैक्टेड होंगे दोनों एटम्स के दरमियान इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, तब जो बॉन्ड बनेगा उसको हम नॉन पोलर कोवलेंट बॉन्ड का नाम देंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल, bond formed between covalent bond formed between hydrogen and hydrogen, covalent bond formed between chlorine and chlorine. As you can see, the atoms are similar, same, so they will have same electron activities, they will attract electron pair with equal strength, so they will form a non-polar covalent bond. There is no chance that any atom will develop a charge because both are attracting electrons equally. Electrons carry negative charge, but there will be no charge on any atom because both are same, both are attracting the bond pair of electrons equally. Okay, now some examples are given that I have explained. Hydrogen, chlorine and oxygen develop oxygen molecule. These molecules developed by pure covalent bond or non-polar covalent bond. Students, you should know that non-polar covalent bond is also called a pure covalent bond. Okay, now next term is polar covalent bond. Covalent bond, as I have told you earlier, that covalent bond may be formed between two same atoms, homoatoms, or two different atoms. If covalent bond is formed between two different atoms, between two different atoms such as hydrogen and chlorine, there is a chance that due to difference of electron activity between two different atoms or heteroatoms, there is a chance that they will attract bond pair of electrons with unequality. One will have more electron activity, it means it will attract the electron pair with more strength, and one will have less electron activity, तो वो electron pair को उतनी strength से attract नहीं करेगा. Due to this difference of electron activity, or we can say the difference of this electron activity results in an unequal attraction of the bond pair of electrons between two such atoms. A polarity develops on both atoms, making the polar covalent bond. As you can have an idea from this example, hydrogen, that is much less electron activity, and the chlorine, that is more electron activity as compared to hydrogen. Actually there is a difference of 0.9. There is a difference of electron activity between hydrogen and chlorine is 0.9. हाइड्रोजन और क्लोरीन के दरमियान जो इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्टिविटी का डिफरेंस है वो 0.9 है. इट मीन्स कि क्लोरीन हैज़ द मोर स्ट्रेंथ टू अट्रैक्ट द बॉन्ड पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. क्लोरीन ज़्यादा पावर से उस बॉन्ड पेयर को अट्रैक्ट करेगा, जिसकी वजह से एक पार्शल पॉजिटिव चार्ज हाइड्रोजन पे डेवलप हो जाएगा और पार्शल नेगेटिव चार्ज क्लोरीन पे डेवलप हो जाएगा. आई हैव नॉट तो इस पार्शल पॉजिटिव और पार्शल नेगेटिव चार्ज की वजह से एक पोलैरिटी डेवलप हो जाएगी. पोलर मीन चार्ज. पार्शल चार्जेस आ गए हैं दोनों में, क्योंकि दोनों में इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी का डिफरेंस है और दोनों डिफरेंट एटम्स हैं. क्लोरीन मोर पावर के साथ या मोर स्ट्रेंथ के साथ अट्रैक्ट कर रहा है बॉन्ड पेयर को, जिसकी वजह से हाइड्रोजन पे थोड़ा पार्शल पॉजिटिव चार्ज आ गया है, क्योंकि बॉन्ड पेयर जो है वो इक्वली अट्रैक्ट नहीं हो रहा टू बॉन्डेड एटम्स के दरमियान. ठीक है, तो दैट टाइप ऑफ बॉन्ड कोवलेंट बॉन्ड विल बी कॉल्ड एज नॉन पोलर कोवलेंट बॉन्ड. हियर सम अदर एग्जांपल्स आर डिस्कस्ड. Formation of water molecule. Formation of water molecule, as you can have an idea from this, that oxygen is more electronegative as compared to hydrogen. So the bond pair between this hydrogen and oxygen is more attracted toward the oxygen, and the bond pair between this hydrogen and oxygen is more attracted toward the oxygen. So a partial positive charge is developed on both hydrogen atoms, and partial negative charge is developed on oxygen atom. And one other example is fluorine and hydrogen. There is a great electronegativity difference between these two atoms. Due to this, fluorine attract the bond pair with more strength, and due to this a partial positive charge develop on hydrogen atom. Another example that explained earlier is HCl, formation of HCl molecule. And here is a sign delta. Delta indicates partial positive or partial negative charge. Partial mean it is not completely charged. It does not have a complete negative charge. It is partially charged. The charge may be neglected due to some reasons. Okay. Developed due to unequal shared pair of bonded pair of electrons. The compounds resulting from covalent bonds are called polar compounds. That is very important definition. These are the example of polar covalent bonds. Another concept is discussed here. The concept is no bond is 100% ionic or 100% covalent. There is a chance that the bond will be covalent or ionic. The chance depends on the difference of electronegativity between two atoms. If the difference of electronegativity between two atoms is more than 1.7, the bond will be predominantly ionic bond, preferably ionic bond कहलाएगा. और अगर ये electronegativity का difference is less than 1.7, then the bond will be predominantly or preferably will be called as covalent bond. ठीक है, so there is a chance that the bond will be covalent or ionic, but the bond formed between two similar atoms, homo atoms, will be surely covalent bond, and it will be non-polar due to equal distribution of electrons between two such bonded atoms. So that was about the polar and non-polar covalent bond. I hope you understand. If you have any query or question, then you can ask. You can have an idea from this equation that there is electronegativity of hydrogen, that is 2.1, electronegativity of chlorine, that is 3, and the difference of electronegativity between these two atoms is 0.9. So due to this, there is a polarity that develops on both atoms, making the bond polar covalent bond. I hope you understand the today's topics. It was a difficult topic as compared to previous topics, so you must read it and you must learn it, must understand it very well. Thank you, class.